I would like to welcome you for this evening's show and also thank you for being a patron of performance and keeping live arts alive today. We have had yet another successful festival, and we owe it all to the dedicated artists who have performed here and the enthusiastic audience that never let us down. We close the 5th edition of this festival with the performance Crossing Oceans by Srimati Daksha Mashruwala and her Kaishiki. This is a unique dance presentation conceived and choreographed by the Odissi exponent Daksha Mashruwala, along with the Odissi and contemporary dancer Raka Maitra from Singapore, with music composition by Hindol Dev. Dakshaji is a known name in the fraternity, famed for her endeavor to keep Odissi traditions alive and create dancers equipped to sustain the art through time. Through Kaishiki, she strives to mold complete performers and evolve as an artist herself. At this juncture, I would once again like to thank you all for your continuous support and feel great joy in inviting you to join us in the new year as we celebrate excellence in the field of arts through a retrospective of Bharatanatyam exponent Malavika Sarukai, who would be completing 49 years of her dance career in January 2016, through a week-long specially curated program spread over different venues across the city of Mumbai. From January 9th to 17th, Malavika ji would showcase her prolific journey as an artist. The first performance of the retrospective would be at Fine Arts Center in Chembur on 9th of January with some of her solo choreographies, and the concluding show would be at our Jamshed Bhabha Theatre on 16th of January, where she will premiere her group choreography. Tickets for the Jamshed Bhabha Theatre show are available for NCPA members at our box office and for non-members on Book My Show from 14th of December. Tickets for the Chembur Fine Arts show would be available from 14th of December on Book My Show and at Fine Arts Center from 2nd of January. We hope to see you all there. Of course, I cannot leave without humbly requesting you to please put your mobile phones on silent mode. Photography and shooting videos are strictly prohibited. Make the most of live arts by watching it with your eyes, your mind, and your soul. Please put your hands together for Srimati Daksha Mashruwala and Kaishiki.
Good evening. With great pleasure, on behalf of Kaishiki, I welcome you all this evening again for this evening of dance through storytelling. Stories, according to me, are a great medium, the best way to communicate and express so many things, so many ideas. You can go far away in imagination and bring out new concepts, new ideas that you like to convey. And our ancient myths and folk tales are the best links to our culture, to our traditions, through this medium of storytelling. And here we are going to be exploring stories of the world myths and folk tales through our traditional dance of Odissi, as well as movements in Chau, and also contemporary dance. I'm extremely happy that Swapnakalpa thought of putting this production as part of the Contemporary Dance Festival, because often we have this question and this line of thin line between the traditional and contemporary. And it put me to thinking a lot when I was doing this, because as most of you know, Kaishiki is rooted and based with Odissi training and learning. But we've had several workshops in Chau with my students, and often we've incorporated the movements in dance. And it happened to be that I met my friend and a dancer in Singapore, Raka Maitra, and just talking about it, we decided to collaborate on this production. Since this particular theme needed bit of an expansion and extending our regular grammar and tradition to something else to bring out the essence, the culture, the flavor of the different story that we have taken. So Crossing Oceans has been a wonderful journey for us. We've tried to see so many comparisons, so many parallels, but come to so many different great realization that ultimately, when you see something from very far, all different parts seem to merge into something one, something very unanimously felt and appreciated. And that is how we felt about these stories, these traditions, these colorful, emotional, highly ornamental traditions of Greece, and the barren hunter tradition of Australian Aboriginal, and the very subtle and very soft culture of Japan. We've all tried to incorporate in this evening's performance. I cannot let you people witness the show before I express my gratitude to the people who've helped me make it. Firstly, the music composer Hindol Deb, a young, versatile sitarist who I just thought would be suitable to give me music of these different countries with Indian sensibility, with our instruments. Of course, we used a few of the other acoustic instruments also, but bringing out the Indian movements. We took about 6 months to get the music for this piece, and I think you will all enjoy it a lot. Sadly, Hindol is not here today. He's traveling, he's in Germany, and he's been calling, and he's with us through his music. Of course, Raka, who helped me with the choreography, actually she's the one who choreographed the Japanese story, and she came here to Mumbai, worked with my girls, with my group, and brought out this beautiful essence of the Japanese story and the style in the story of the Princess Kaguya. And all the wonderful musicians that we had, the best that I think are in Mumbai. One of them is here with us today, Manoj Desai, who's given his vocal support, Vijay Tame on the flute, and Shruti Bhave on the violin. We had sitar, of course, Hindol, and then we had the didgeridoo, and we had all these, we had the cello. So beautiful instruments came together, beautiful musicians, and I'm very happy that I could get them in Mumbai. On the lights today, we have Pathikrit Mukherjee and Devi Prasad Misra. Pathikrit is, of course, with me for many years, giving me all the support on the light, sound, many things that go into making a production. And Devi Prasad has come from Bhubaneswar especially to help me with the lights today. And my dancers, who are the pillars of my creative madness, have been working hard. Of course, NCPA, who gives us this beautiful auditorium now and then to bring out our work. And last but not the least, I have to thank Revanta Sarabhai, who's with us today with my Keshiki dancers doing the male role. I needed a male character to do a male role. With the story of Orion, we very often do with our female dancers playing the male, but I had this thing that, no, I need a male dancer, and I had Revanta, who readily agreed to come and join and work for this production of mine. I'll give a brief introduction for those who may not absolutely know him, because Revanta is a very well-known Bharatanatyam dancer, and he comes from a wonderful lineage of art and dance. Well, most of you know, but he's the grandson of my guru, Mrinalini Sarabhai. I have spent years in Darpana training there, and son of Malika Sarabhai. So he's with us today. So I think it's part of my family that Revanta is here, because I've seen him as a kid. And he's trained in Bharatanatyam, but he's also had a lot of training in folk, contemporary, and martial art forms in India. And he's bloomed into an independent performer, choreographer, multimedia designer, and filmmaker. He has scripted, choreographed, and performed theater and dance all over the world, and also runs all the arts and education-related activities in Darpana Academy in his hometown of Ahmedabad. So friends, we move on to this evening of stories in crossing oceans, and the stories will be introduced to you by Uttara Kennedy. Thank you.
As the ancient Greeks looked up at the night sky, they saw images and pictures in the stars. They saw bulls and scorpions, hunters and lions. One of the most well-known such constellations that is seen in the southern winter sky is that of Orion the hunter. The legend of Orion was possibly passed down through oral traditions before it started getting mentioned in literary works such as Homer's Iliad and Odyssey. Here we explore this wondrous connection that man had with his night sky, with the stars that he slept under, something that perhaps we have lost in contemporary times. The evening starts with a dance of stars, twinkling away, burning, continually moving and changing, and yet remaining so constant in our night sky. Then Orion enters the stage, a great handsome hunter, son of Poseidon who once lived this earth. He has the magical ability to walk on water, and he is prime huntsman for King Enipion. One night, when he was intoxicated after a feast, he spots the king's daughter Merope and falls madly in love with her. He makes advances towards her and tries to rape her, and for this she curses him and renders him blind. When Orion realizes that he has lost his sight, he is overcome by an array of emotions: incredulity at first, then denial, anger, sorrow, and finally utter helplessness. Legend says that he traveled east to Lemnos with a helper, Kedalion, on his back, guiding his path. As he felt the first rays of the rising sun in Lemnos, he recovers his sight, and he returns to his life as a hunter. He takes the beautiful hunting goddess Artemis as his partner, and the two of them spend many happy days and nights, until Orion grows vain, and one day he boasts to Artemis that he can kill every beast upon this earth. It is said that on hearing this, Mother Earth sends up a giant scorpion to kill Orion and to stem his vanity. The scorpion and the hunter's duel raged across the earth, neither able to beat the other. Slowly, as Orion starts crushing and wounding the scorpion, it delivers its last fatal sting to Orion before dying itself. Artemis placed Orion up amongst the stars as a tribute to their friendship, and it is believed that Mother Earth placed the scorpion at the other end of the sky, one rising as the other sets, such that the two are never seen together at the same time. This dance piece explores the legend of Orion through all of these stories, involving the many characters that crossed his path in his lifetime. It ends with the imagery of ancient Greeks looking up at their stars, admiring them, charting them, mapping them, and creating everlasting legends out of them. Ladies and gentlemen, from Greek mythology, the story of Orion the hunter.
Yay!